It's the time to get down.
Turn that thing down and get ready for school. All right, get up. Try to stretch those bones. Shake those hips. Side to side. Left to right. Front to back. It's all right. Come on. It's time for morning coffee. We start that day out with us.
Be cool, just move with the groove. You can hear the beat way too smooth. Yeah. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe with it. Vibe with it. Be cool, just move with the groove. Let's go. You can hear the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe with it.
Come on, y'all, it's time for morning coffee.
So kick back, chill,
whatever you're having this morning, get those scrambled eggs, those pancakes, that bread muffin,
this time, let's vibe
that
with
fresh
time with
fruit,
our weapons and
steel
good
cut
music
oats,
in the smooth section.
whatever you're sipping on, whatever you're smoking on, come on, share it with us. Yeah.
The beat to me like a sound true to send me. The rap happens to set me free. When the mic touch this MC without the
badass Cali.
feel empty.
Come on, y'all. Monday morning, I'm slowly waking up. I got a little time.
Expect no less than the best and rejecting the left without disrespect. Come on, be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe, yeah, vibe, yeah. Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we came to do. Just vibe with it, It's like an epidemic, pop star gimmick. Get it, then realize that you're in it and you're finished. Whole dream diminished. See, I play the season, y'all have a scrimmage. I spit with reason, y'all hit the image. But I believe the dream has no limits. I believe that's the whole reason we live it. But they don't get it, they like it's not right, is it? No visit, hip hop here to stay, no shit. We gonna get it, new improved music, move and groove with it. Choose who you get with. I smack rap back like it's too hard. My flow hard like Dick get the skimpy clothes on individuals when anything goes. Way I pick them like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Got soul, got so much funk to the rap. I should pack a fat bowl. Y'all should kick back, relax, and just roll with me. Vibe with me, roll with me. Vibe with me, roll with me. Come on and vibe with me. Hip hop ain't dead, just keep it alive with me. Cool, be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too slow.
Let's just do what we came to do.
Just vibe. Let's just do what we came to do.
Just come on. Be cool. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. That's the effect song. Good morning, everybody. It's Morning Coffee with Mario. It's Monday, 10 a.m., and if you didn't know that, you're already late for work. Yeah, I'm telling you. Good morning, everybody. What a wonderful, wonderful day here in Los Angeles because we're not in the storm.
No.
We're not in the storm, and no matter what you try to do, it seems like around the country, no matter what you try to do, you're constantly reminded that either you are dealing with the storm or somebody you know is dealing with the storm or you feeling blessed, as I am, because you're not dealing with the storm. You know, California gets its share.
Yes, it does.
But I can't help it. I got up this morning, the first thing I did was go to the news because I wanted to see
Right.
what was going on. I've been to Houston, you know, bad. They're lower than, I think they're like 80 feet or something.
Below sea level?
Or something, or above sea level. I don't know what, but they're close to sea level. How's that? And a whole bunch of problems with drainage.
Absolutely.
They are one of those places that has a kind of high water table. In other words, you could dig a hole and wait.
Yep.
And you're going to see water kind of appear in the hole. Not as bad as New Orleans, but in some ways bad. So we got to send love and prayers out this morning to all the folks in Texas.
Right.
Who are dealing with this flood. You know, just amazing, Vic. Part of the thing, Vic, that made it so hard, like the guy said, you know, some people didn't believe because the numbers that they were predicting were unbelievable. 40 inches. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Well, they raised it now to like 50 coming because it's still got a little extra coming until it relieves
Yeah.
itself on Wednesday. So they got more coming, man.
It's bad enough that you get, first it starts out as a hurricane.
Yeah.
Now it finally gets, decreased in terms of the storm potential, the winds and stuff, to the tropical storm.
Yeah.
So now it's a tropical storm, but that still doesn't say anything about the destructfulness of all that rain.
No, man. No. Water has its own mindset, right?
Well, I'm thinking about what the guy said yesterday, the FEMA representative who was talking on air said that FEMA's going to be there for years, and because I bet you the claims on these things take you 18 months
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get finally worked out. Be a year and a half probably
Right.
to get all the claims.
I actually put a question to somebody who actually goes to Houston regularly, and they got relatives in Houston. And I said, if they have 4 million people, let's just say 1 million says we're officially leaving. Where do they go?
I don't know where they go because I don't
1
know
million.
where you evacuate. Where do you evacuate 1 million
Just
people?
one, not the
I
whole.
don't know. That's what they said, and they told people not to get on the road because what they learned from before
Right.
with Katrina and other disasters,
Yep.
even other hurricanes, they get caught on the highway
Yes.
and they run out of gas. Because you will run out of gas if you can't refuel. And some of the folks that were saying, I had some friends say, why don't they get the military in there? I said, well, it always takes a minute because when you bring in that many soldiers,
Yeah.
you got to be able to feed and house them.
Yeah.
So you got to bring in infrastructure. That means you bring in the soldiers, they got to eat, they got to
Right.
sleep, they got to be in shelter.
Right.
So you got to bring that in too. And if the roads are working,
Right.
if you can't get an 18-wheeler or whatever down there, you can't get all the military stuff in there.
This is one of those things where a lot of people actually said, I'm gonna write it out. And there's so many stories where people said, I made a stupid decision. There's a lot of people. Now the elderly, it's very difficult because you think about people escaping to upstairs. That may be easy for younger folks. But when you think about the elderly, they just need assistance, man. It's not the same. It's not the same. And you feel for everybody. And you hear those stories being reported where the actual media is getting to individual stories. And it helps. But it's almost like the media almost has to take on a different role than just reporting from. They now have to be activated into a rescuing mission by lending their phones out, being able to call out. This is the part where you actually go, hopefully the phones and the Wi-Fi networks are still operating enough for people to say, let me send out the pictures, the messages, as much as you possibly can. Anything that's distressful, show it and have an originating factor. Because they say right now the only help they can get for people is neighbor to neighbor. That's it. The guy even said it. He says the best they can hope for is neighbor to neighbor. They are overwhelmed.
Well, that's the part that is frightening when you realize they can't get to you
Right.
fast enough.
True.
And that, as bad as you may seem, like if you're one of those people and you have water that's flooded your first floor, they're going to tell you, well, at least you got a second floor.
Yep. That's right.
We got people we got to get to. The water's flooding the first floor. That's all they got.
And
They're on the roof.
more water coming.
And more water coming. So again, I know how all you all are feeling, and a lot of the folks out there that are reaching out to us. Once again, much love, much prayers, just wishes for the rain to stop, and that you have a safe outcome
Yeah.
there in Texas, you guys. So sober morning. So anyway, here we are in Los Angeles where the weather's not stormy. And we're so glad for those of you who are not going through that. We too wish you a good Monday. But it's going to be, and it's been a busy, busy weekend.
Yeah.
We got a busy, busy weekend. For one, in today's news, we're going to be talking about the president pardoning Sheriff Joe Arpaio. What does that mean? What message does that send? That's one of the things we're going to be talking about today.
Right.
We say president strokes his base and offends everyone else. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit about Mueller, Special Counsel Mueller, who's moving forward, who issued the first of its kind this past week subpoenas for all the Manafort associates that they want to get on record.
Really?
So that's moving forward. So wow. Wow, so that's coming up too.
Wow.
I know we got some stuff coming up today too. I even posted, Vic, your notice to everybody about what's coming up in new sports, and also hot picks by Vic.
Yeah, man. You know, we only got one sports topic. I'm not going to fake it. We're going to spend our whole dedication on talking about the event, either of the week, the month, the year, the century. We're going to find out the magnitude. It's not a spectacle, whether it's entertainment. I said, okay, if you don't think this is serious, do you think both boxers, no matter what place they come from, MMA versus boxing, are going in there to wreak havoc and hit? So whether it's a spectacle or not, they got to take the punches. We're going to just talk about that. That's it. Is there any other sporting subject you followed this weekend? No.
What do you mean that we were following the pro football, as part of the whole
What are you
thing?
going to talk about?
Yeah.
What? Okay. Let's try one. Burfict, illegal hit, probably 5-game suspension. Okay, that subject's over. Let's go to hot picks. Okay. Powerful women of Hollywood. And this is going to go into a number of segments. And I'll tell you why when we get to that segment. That's it for me, man.
Well, announcements include membership updates, you guys. I want to thank you guys for the folks who are going to packstereo.tv and joining the website, our own online community. Thank you. We have all kind of software to block robots and fake folks. So we have actually over 3,600 real members. So we want to thank you for being part of our community. For those of you who have not gone to packstereo.tv, please do so. Go to packstereo.tv and sign up to be one of our members. And get the newsletter. I'm working diligently. We've been having some technical problems with the newsletter, Vic.
What?
So I'm working on getting that whole thing set up and ready.
Fake bots?
Oh, no, it just won't work with this or won't work with that.
I think we're in a shift in applications and technology coming real soon from the area of comfort. I actually feel this shift is moving over from the traditional platform of app providers doing the same thing they used to. I believe it's coming.
I only made that face because it's not a bad face. It's just a face that I just take, oh, well, got to get ready for change again.
Yes.
And we do change because we've said it. Change is coming, you guys. That's why you're enjoying this broadcast all over the globe, including Facebook. Changes are coming, and you got to be aware of them, too, because they're going to affect you and all the things you do. Everything from the way the mobile phones are working to, free internet access, all of that stuff. Things are changing, and so here at Pack Stereo, I can just guarantee you that Vic and I are dedicated to making the changes just like you. So get your Windows updates done. I know it's a pain in the ass. Windows updates, pain in the ass. But
Yeah.
All right, I got to remind you, too, I got a note here. Remind you about our upgraded music archives, which features all 9 CDs that were released by Pack Stereo, the indie music label. So you have all that music up there, and we have a bunch of it available for you to download free as part of the Creative Commons movement. So go take a look and check that out. Also, the photo album archives are being upgraded today. We have more photos. Finally, we had some... I know everybody say, well, you love the slideshow animation so much. Even when I leave it there for 2 or 3 weeks, you guys still seem to like it. But we have a new slideshow animation, which we'll be showing to you just a little bit. So I want to say that it's good to have some new photos. Vic got some new photos. We took some new photos because we had some new events. For those of you who didn't see it, go take a look this past week, especially Saturday's show.
Right.
Where we had our wonderful Movers and Shakers show with Jennifer Bayron's actress, producer, and publicist, Deborah Hayter. They were here, and that was a nice show. Ladies of Empowerment, Vic.
Yeah, man. It's the part that we actually enjoyed, the energy in the room, women doing things. And not only that, the idea that it's a bigger message of trying to show that there's this new empowerment movement for people in the creative world. The world, just indie won't mean indie the way you think. It will be enterprise. And to me, I believe there's all forms of enterprises. You don't use everything to measure the corporate model, because most of us can't measure that anyway. You'll spend decades trying to establish your corporate model. This is a movement about recognizing those. There's a breadth of talent out there in all forms, from actresses, producers, and directors, who need to be recognized. And I think it's our job to turn around and see if we can embrace other industries, as I hope they will do the same with us, and give them a voice, a vehicle, and support. And want to thank No Strings Attached. You know how the E-News, the whole platform is more about the coming together and recognition. So you're going to see us trying to continue to do that, even beyond the season of the rewards and the awards that go hand in hand, man. So it was a great, great moment. I wish we had more time, man. We had a lot more we saw after they left. We didn't get to cover the stuff they were doing on the production end, which I was impressed by Jennifer. She made sure she said, Victor, Jennifer, not Jennifer.
Well, but yes, but it's wonderful. Go take a look, you guys. These are wonderful, wonderful ladies who are powerful and gifted, and they're leading the way, doing things, getting things done. Filmmakers, producers, they're the judges for this No Strings Attached international online music festival. So we've been helping to promote that. It's an online music festival, very low cost for submission. Usually that breaks people, $500, $1,000 for admission. This was like $25 to submit, and they have all these wonderful categories, and that's why we're supporting them this month. Go and take a look at the broadcast, Movers and Shakers, from this past Saturday, and see Jennifer Behrens and Deborah Hayter, and let them tell you about some of the opportunities that exist. If you're doing indie film, or let's change this up a little bit. If you're doing shorts with your phone, because what qualifies as a film in today's world has dramatically changed. So if you're doing that kind of stuff, there's probably a category for you. Go take a look. No Strings Attached, International Online Film Festival, and Pax Stereo is a proud supporter. Okay, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, hot and steamy Neo Soul Tuesday. All right, it's going to be good. We got a bunch of music ready for you tomorrow night at 8 p.m., The Quiet Storm. So loving it. All right, you guys, I told you every week I get to do a slideshow animation. This week is no different. The wonderful photos of Victor Allen, and where you see Victor, usually Miko.
Or you.
That's right, or me, you're right, is the one who's taking those. Take a look. This week's slideshow animation, and we'll be back here in just a minute.
Been a long, long time since I spoke to
That's right, it's how the body heats.
And I know all the pieces
Yes.
when you speak to me. And I know all the pieces when you speak to me.
Yes. Yes. Hey, give it up for the folks who helped make that slideshow animation really what it was. Got to give it up for Lynn Rosen. Came by, always jumps into that impromptu thing. We had Aaron Bell.
Yep.
We also had Superfan. That's what I call Jose Venegas.
Yes, sir.
I call him Superfan. And Jose brought some wonderful things over here, some wonderful gifts.
Yep.
He brought me the R2D2 tea holder.
Is that actually called? That's
That's
not.
an R2D2.
But that's not
Star-
R. That's not R2D.
Star Wars.
And that's not R2D2.
Oh, this is the new one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. It's not R2D2. That's why I look. That was the new R2D2. Shit. And he gave me some other wonderful cups. It's wonderful, Jose. Super fan. Super fan. He brings us the because it's the morning coffee.
Right.
So I gotta give it up for super fan. Jose Venegas. That's our man. That's our buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
All day.
All right, you guys. You know, we break this show up into a number of segments because of our syndication to Facebook Live. So, excuse me, as part of that, you've got to refresh your page. So you got to give me 60 seconds, and we're going to redo those. Get ready. All right, all you folks at Facebook, remember you got to get ready to refresh your page because that's what we do. Refresh your page. We're getting ready. Get in the metadata. Get ready to come back for the news. All right, refresh that page. We're stopping. Stop streaming. I give myself 60 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Get this ready. All right. Getting ready for round two. For all those Facebook folks, something's going on.
Hey, you know, for all of you guys who are going like, he's not a Star Wars fan. How can he confuse R2D2 with BB-8?
I'm a Jedi, damn it.
Yo, dude.
I'm a Jedi.
You know what makes it easy? Yeah, I'm
You know the name of the new
Wait a
one?
minute. No, wait a minute. I just said it. BB-8. Now, you know why it's so easy, Mario?
What?
BB.
Okay.
Oh, you should never have to forget that one, right?
I shouldn't have to. I should. What can I say?
All right, yeah.
We're getting ready for segment number 2. I'm just verifying all. You know, we always got to verify stuff. So I'm just verifying that Facebook connection. Y'all see all these computers around me. It's like 5 computers. All right, we've verified the Facebook connection. We are there, ready for the news. What can I say? Everybody, are you ready for some news? I know.
Yeah.
It hasn't been that kind of a thing where you want to get ready for it.